What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Going for Two. I am Q1 Humphreys. You know the saying. The saying goes, a playoff series does not start until the road team wins a game. I never really agree with that sentiment. Because in some cases, if you go back home down 0-2, this series might be over because you put yourself in a position where you have to win 4 of the next 5 games. So I don't care nothing about that saying. If you go down 0-2 going back home, you're in deep trouble. And looking at this Minnesota Timberwolves and Oklahoma City Thunder series in the Western Conference Finals, I'm going to go ahead and say it, man. I think this series may be over in 5 games. It may be over in 5 games. There's nothing that I saw from the Minnesota Timberwolves that make me think that, okay, they're going to win this series. Nothing. Tonight was a game. I believe it was a must-win game for Minnesota. You definitely wanted to get one game going, one game on the road before you went back home for Game 3 and Game 4, and they just didn't get the job done. 118 and 103 victory for OKC tonight. It was a great game from Shai Gilgeous. He had 36. Chet Holmgren had 22. Jalen Williams had 26. Their big three, their three top guys had a great game, and the others just came in, did their job, played defense, forced turnovers, did what them dogs do. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep calling them dogs because that's exactly what they are. Looking at Minnesota, Anthony Edwards, I loved what I saw from him tonight. He was a lot more aggressive. He said it. He said it and he got fined for it. He only took 13 bleeping shots in Game 1. Tonight he came out and I want to say he took closer to 30, closer to 30 shots, finished with 31 points. It got to a point, no, I think he was 11 for 24, whatever. But he scored 30 points. It got to a point where he just decided to just put his head down and go to the basket. Something I wish he would do more often. Just understand that you're a freakish athlete. If you can get to the basket, nobody can do nothing with you when you get there because you're just that explosive as an athlete and as a jumper or whatever. Julius Randle had 20 points in the first half of Game 1. He was stepping into 30-foot shots, doing whatever he wanted to do. Over the last 6 quarters, he has 8 points. 8 points. And you know what? I can say 5 quarters because he didn't play in the fourth quarter tonight. Finished with 6 points. Finished with 6 points tonight. 2 for 11 from the field. Didn't really get nothing going, man. It was a really, really bad game for him, and it sucks because he's had such a great playoff run so far. I don't want him to go out. I don't want them to lose, and he's not playing well because that's going to fuel the conversations that we were having about him coming into this playoff run about him being a playoff dropper. About him being a playoff dropper. OKC, man, I think this is just their year. I'm gonna keep it a bean. This is just their year. They're firing on all cylinders, and then when you have a game like tonight when their offense is clicking, they're practically unbeatable because defensively they're going to make life tough on you. Defense travels. There's not going to be a game where you just light up this OKC Thunder team. They have too many guys, too many bodies they can throw at you, too many guys that are going to, get in and out of passing lanes, that are going to get physical with you. They have the height and the interior presence with Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren. There's nothing. You're not going to have the best offensive game at all against this OKC Thunder team. So when they're scoring, there's nothing you can do. Shai Gilgeous had his way once again tonight. Every time going downhill, he got a bucket. You know what I'm saying? He either got a bucket or he got fouled. He's practically unstoppable. And this is an OKC team that loves to play fast because they force a bunch of turnovers and get out in a fast break. But when things slow down in the half court, they have the perfect guy. They got the perfect guy. Shai Gilgeous is such an assassin in the half court set because he's elite. He's got an elite mid-range game and he's arguably the best driver in the NBA. So, and he's taking more threes, but that's not what he wants to do. You know what I'm saying? The biggest thing to me, Chet Holmgren over these first 2 games has been crazy. It's like he's understanding I'm bigger than everybody else on the court. And if I think Richard Jefferson said it on the broadcast. If he just slows down and takes his time, there's nothing nobody can do because nobody has the size to contest his shots. And we saw that several times tonight where he just in the right place at the right time. He may calm down, slow down, body up, and do a little baby hook or a floater in the paint. Or there are times when he receives a drop off and gets a dunk. He actually got a tech after he had a dunk in the third quarter. Jalen Williams, y'all know me. I am very critical of Jalen Williams, and I'm gonna say it every video that he goes off. I'm critical of him. Another good game for him. 26 points, 5 assists, 10 rebounds. He's doing it. He's getting the job done. I saw something interesting in the second quarter. Second quarter, the Timberwolves tried to go into a zone defense. They went into a little bit of zone to try, I guess, clog up the paint. Not allow too many drives for Shai Gilgeous, and Alex Caruso pulled them out of that because he would just go to the like right below the free throw line and get easy floaters, and eventually they went out of that, and it just continued to be a problem. But I'm gonna be real with y'all. Just as good, and I said it last game. Just as good as OKC played, Minnesota played bad. They played bad. This is an OKC team that you have to really be on your P's and Q's from the first minute to the last minute because they can end a game like that. They can go on a 15-0, 14-0 run in the blink of an eye, and now you're down by 20 points. You know what I'm saying? Game 1, we saw Anthony Edwards be very passive. We saw Julius Randle have a good game. They lose. Game 2, we see Anthony Edwards play a lot more aggressive, have himself a good little game. Julius Randle's very bad. They lose. They're still shooting very bad. I want to say they're 26 for 90 over the first 2 games from three-point range. And it's weird because they're getting a bunch of open looks. They're getting a bunch of open looks off of Anthony Edwards driving kicks, extra passes, different ways. OKC Thunder is a team that gives up the most corner three-point shots in the NBA. That's how they've been all season long. And they're getting those shots. Minnesota's getting those shots. They're just missing. And the sad case about it is now that you're down 2-0, now that you're down 0-2, you can't afford to, our shooters are going to hit eventually. No, your back's against the wall. If they lose game 3, it's over. It's over if they lose game 3. So what do I want to see? I don't know what I want to see from this team. I don't think they have enough. I don't think Minnesota has enough to do anything with OKC. I don't think nobody in the league left out of the 4 teams left have enough for OKC. This is just a really crazy team. This is just a really crazy team, man. We got to see it. I definitely want to see. I don't know. I'm speechless. I'm speechless as far as what I want to see from the Minnesota Timberwolves. We got to have a game where Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle plays well. And maybe that happens at home. Naz Reid is 0 for 11 from three-point range over the last 3 games that he's played. He's got to be better. 6th man of the year last year. They're relying on you to come in and bring a spark off the bench. You've got to be better. Dante DiVincenzo was better today. Nickeil Alexander-Walker was better today. But if those 3 guys are not producing, they don't stand a chance. They don't stand a chance. I'm going to be real. I think the only way that Minnesota takes a game, or maybe the game that they win, because I have OKC in 5 right now, is going to be a game where they're shooting the lights out. And it may be game 3. Hopefully it's game 3 so we can have something to look for in game 4. But man, OKC, this is a very tough team, man. I think this is their year. Man. They've gotten over the inexperience of playing in a big game when they beat the Denver Nuggets in Game 7. Now they have all that pressure off of their back, and they're just flowing. They're just flowing, man. Man, this is crazy. This is absolutely insane, and it hurts. It sucks because Anthony Edwards, back-to-back Western Conference Finals appearances, and he's on the verge of getting bounced out fairly easily in both of them. You know what I'm saying? Fairly easy in both of them, man. Minnesota, something's got to happen. Something's got to give for Minnesota, or they will be going home in 5 games, possibly 4 games. People in the comment section were telling me OKC in 5, OKC in 4. OKC in 5. I was like, man, that's gonna be a better series than this. I've lost all hope. I've lost all hope in Minnesota, man. Something's got to give. Something's got to give. I know what I want to see now from Game 3. Game 3, I want to see Anthony Edwards put pressure on the basket. I know he's one of the best three-point shooters statistically in the NBA this year. Go to the basket. Get them bigs in foul trouble. Get the guys in foul trouble. Put pressure on the referee to make a call. Try to get some of these defenders out the game. Do something. But until next time, man, we out of here. Like, comment, subscribe, share with y'all folks. Put in the comment section what y'all think Minnesota needs to do to try to take a game or change this series up. Rudy Gobert, I don't want to see no more Rudy Gobert minutes. Going for 2, we out of here, yeah.